All right, good morning, everybody. We will just give about a minute as people are joining, and then we'll get things kicked off. Hopefully, those of you on the East Coast are managing to stay warm. I'm in Fort Worth, Texas, and while it is perfectly sunny here today, it is 45 degrees, so I feel your pain. Quite, quite chilly here. All right, well, let's get going. Thank you all very much for joining us this morning. Excited to have you here, and I'm really excited about what we're going to be talking about today. So I know that your time is valuable. So again, thank you so much for joining. Our agenda today is really going to be focused and practical. We're going to give you some good product updates. We're going to talk about a little bit about school choice, a little bit about education services as well. But before we jump into the product updates, I just wanted to kind of zoom out for just a second and talk about where, as a FACTS product team and a product suite, we are focused on in 2026. And so, really, leading into 2026, over the last year, we've been really asking ourselves a bigger question, and that is how does FACTS feel to the families that you serve? Um, we understand that parents don't think about the processes that they have to go through in terms of modules or products. They don't think in SIS versus billing versus financial aid. They experience your school as this one single connected journey. And our responsibility at FACTS is to make that journey as seamless as possible, to make it modern, to make it intuitive. And that's something that we're really focusing on in 2026. There's, I would say, three key areas that we're focused on, in addition to the regular feature updates that we do in each of our products. But we really want to focus on elevating the family experience. We are working through creating cleaner interfaces, more intuitive workflows. We're creating a unified look and feel across our products. Michaela Courtney in a little bit is going to talk about our family dashboard, and that's a big part of this initiative. We're really excited about launching that. And ultimately, our goal is to reduce those friction points for parents, and we want to give families and the confidence in the systems that power your school. We're also focusing a lot on stronger reporting. We understand that at your schools, you have so much data, but sometimes it's hard to pull data out of multiple systems, including the FACTS systems at times. And so we are really invested in embedded reporting within our products, making those better. Greg's going to talk about our new dashboard builder inside the SIS. And we really want to also focus on reporting that crosses over the traditional boundaries of our products. So cross product reporting with data insights that we launched last year in October. So this is a huge initiative for us this year because we understand how important it is for you able to see reporting data, but also access data as well. And so a few years ago, we really put a lot of time, money, and energy into developing our third-party APIs. We continue to do that. We're working on making the data within our systems, particularly the SIS, more accessible for you, and really focusing on how our systems can work together more effectively than even they have up until now. And so our goal is really that FACTS should be an enabler. We should be an easy system to work with. We don't want to be a bottleneck within all of your workflows. So today we actually have two sessions. The one that you're in right now, we're focusing on SIS, and we're going to talk about the family dashboard. So you're going to hear about some key enhancements that we've delivered recently, what's in progress, what's coming up next. And then, as I said, you're going to hear a little bit about what we're doing with the school choice movement, and also with education services. So we have on the call today, we have Greg Stuckey, who's our product manager for our SIS. We have Michaela Courtney, who is our program manager. She works on all of our projects that cross over between products. We have Haley Saws with our school choice team. And then we have, oh my goodness, I just blanked. We had a switch up in the agenda. Marcy Ayers going to be talking about education services. So that's it for me, and I'm going to hand it over to Greg to talk about SIS. Thanks.
Thank you, Jeremy. Okay, let's talk about some SIS updates, more specifically around our scheduling enhancements, and then we're going to get into our dashboard builder updates. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so I want to kind of take you back into what our general goals are for scheduling enhancements. Now, released to you last year, we provided you with a much improved and modern interface for scheduling, allowing you to access things like your what scheduling year you're in a lot easier, and just provided a much cleaner navigation throughout scheduling. We added features like the ability for teachers to make course recommendations for their students, which is important. We are working on improvements to our reporting to help you with areas like scheduling conflicts, making it possible to verify that your school scheduling is complete. And we are also working on enhancements to other features as well, like to our courses and classes. So let's talk about some of those. Next slide, please. Okay, so the first sort of enhancement I want to call out is to our courses and classes list. Now, this may seem simple, but today what you do is you access our courses area, and then you're able to see the general information for your courses, or you can go to our classes area. So you essentially bounce back and forth between both of these features. What we have done is we have cleaned this up to where now you have one modern course and class list. And so you'll be able to review all of your courses. I see the claps coming in, so that's a good sign. Thank you, all two of you. And you'll be able to see your classes associated to your courses as well. You can quickly create class sections. You can quickly create additional courses, and you can review information like how many courses and how many class sections you have for your school, making sure you're ready to go for scheduling purposes. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so let's talk about some additional course updates. That little visual on your left shows the course requirements. So you already have the ability to set which prerequisite is required for a student to course request a course. But now we have added the ability to set what minimum grade a student must have made to select that course, for example, Algebra 2. So what we're showing here is that Geometry or Algebra 1 is a prerequisite to Algebra 2, but the student had to have made at least an 85 in geometry prior to requesting Algebra 2. And you can say that only one prerequisite is required if you need to. Another update that we have made, oh, I'm sorry, go back one. A little too quick. Okay. Another update that we have made is the ability to set your enrollment priority for your grade levels. So if you want to make sure that all of your 12th graders in this example have been able to have their course requests fulfilled first, you can set that enrollment priority and on, 11th, 10th, and 9th grades, so that you can ensure your students receive their course requests in priority. Okay, next slide, please. All right, let's talk about some additional course updates to our scheduling. You can set that, for example, for Algebra 2, a maximum of 25 students may request this course. You can set that a course has a priority. So Algebra 2 is a medium, which means it will get scheduled before any lower priority courses. You can allow students to request a preferred instructor, and we give you a list to set those eligible instructors. And you can also allow students to request the course again if they want to, even if they've already passed it. So if they want to improve those GPAs, for example. Okay, next slide. We have also provided you with some classes updates. So new to our classes area is the ability to set a duration in minutes for each of your classes. Now, this is going to really help you to make sure that you reduce your manual scheduling conflicts or errors. This will help to run an analysis for your teacher workload to ensure that there's a maximum number of minutes for each of your teachers. So those are just two examples where the class duration will come into play. We have also consolidated the rooms feature to be a part of the general class setup to where not only can you still select what room the class will be instructed in, but we will also give you information like room conflicts. So if Monday through Thursday the room is okay, but Friday there's a conflict, we're going to show that to you before you have to go run a report to be able to see that conflict. So providing essential feature updates that you've requested over the past several years for these two areas. Okay, next slide, please. Let's now transition into what Jeremy was talking about, the ability to use your school data and give you better access to it. In this example, to our dashboard builder. All right, so we have built our dashboard builder on a tool called Power BI by Microsoft. Many of you are familiar with it. And what this will allow you to do is it's not just a modern replacement for our current creator report, giving you access to the same great data tables, but it will also let you produce visuals and charts, everything you need to run your aggregate reporting for SIS data. We have given you access to a variety of pre-built dashboards in the report section, so you can review information like admissions and enrollment, students who are at risk for poor academic performance, behavior, demographics, and so much more. And what you can do is you can select one of these dashboards, you can create a copy of it and make it your own. You can export this information to Excel or CSV, and you can also share these dashboards and reports with your fellow staff members as well. All right, just a couple more slides. This last one here, we are giving you some pre-built templates. If you just want to run a basic report like you can today in Creator Report, we're going to give you kind of a starting place. So if you want to run a report for attendance, family, staff, or student information, you can select from these pre-built data sets and then add your own charts and visuals or add additional data tables, making it a lot easier to, once again, aggregate this reporting and produce what you need. Okay, last slide. So when are these updates coming to you? So let me talk about actually scheduling first. So we released our first couple of updates this past year. The updates to our courses and classes that I just showed you will be coming this next quarter in Q2, likely around the April to May timeframe. So keep in touch with us. Stay tuned for updates to courses and classes. Our new dashboard builder release, we are currently starting a slow release of our new dashboard builder, but we anticipate by the end of this next quarter, all of our schools will have access to this new dashboard builder. There's no separate sign up. All you need is the proper security access to it, and you may use our new dashboard builder. So these are really important updates, exciting updates to our student information system. And we're so thrilled we're going to be able to provide these to you. Okay, so I guess with that, I will turn things over. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be walking through the family dashboard, which is our new single entry point experience coming for families this summer. To start off, on this slide, you can see in the screenshot how our first phase's focus was admissions and making that more cohesive given how fragmented it is today. We've brought applications, enrollment, financial aid, awards all together in one view, so families no longer have to switch between different areas. Everything is right here. The progress tracking, as you can see in the screenshot, it's clean. You can see exactly what's complete, what's pending, what action is required next across all admission steps. It makes the experience much more predictable. It reduces that confusion, which is a major pain point for our families today, as you know, which then rolls up to that frustration for you as schools, especially during that admission and financial aid season. For families with multiple students, notice how the dashboard allows you to manage everything in a single place as well. Common theme here if you haven't picked up on that already. So no toggling between accounts, no guessing which screen to look at. And then additionally, the dashboard will maintain the school's existing branding. So the name, the logo, the colors, all applied consistently, ensuring that for phase one, while we're introducing new unified entry point pieces gradually, it still feels familiar to families and reflects your school's identity. And then also importantly, this was built with today's families in mind. So a mobile first design, which is also reflected in this screenshot, which means that the layout works seamlessly across any device. So parents can check progress, review tasks, take actions, whatever the case may be, wherever they are, whether that's a phone, tablet, desktop. And so as you can see with this phase one, we really established the foundation, one place to start, one place to return to, one place to manage admissions. And this is currently in beta, so we're actively gathering feedback and continuing to prioritize it as we progressively roll out additional phases, which I'll get into here on the next slide.
I don't think I got a single heart or clap when I spoke, Michaela. All of those seem really excessive.
But so phase two is going to build on that foundation by extending the unified family experience with billing. So in this screenshot, you can see that right below that admissions dashboard that we just discussed is billing. So that will include payment plans, incidental expenses, prepay accounts. And so those will now fully be integrated directly into the dashboard using the same card tile-based layout that we saw with admissions. So adding to that simpler, more intuitive experience, families will get the single place to now view all important financial information too. And then to add on to that, alerts like past due balances, low funds, those will all be highlighted so families can proactively act on those things instead of discovering any issues later. And then the experience will also be action driven. So from this view, you can see that families can make a payment, add a fund, view details without jumping between portals. And then if they do need more detail, they can still drill down from this single view. And so everything just stays centralized and easy to navigate. And then in conclusion here, this portion of phase two is really just trying to ensure that the financial management is just as clear, just as actionable, and just as integrated as admissions was in the phase one. And so with phase two, that doesn't just stop here. On the next slide, I'll go into another important feature. School switcher. So this is, again, another important piece of phase two. Today, families with students at multiple schools have to log out and then back in just to switch contexts. This image shows here how with School Switcher, that friction is removed. Families can move between schools seamlessly within the same session. And then favorites. Favorites are another small but powerful detail. This enables families to mark the schools that they access most often for quicker navigation. And this will work consistently across multi-school and multi-family accounts. So whether it's divorced households, blended families, multiple campuses, the experience remains the same and it's smooth. Something big to note here as well, the dashboard still adapts to each school's configured products, features, settings, so the families will get the right tools and the right information every time they switch. So this is really, again, going to remove a lot of the bigger pain points that the multi-school families experience today. All right, next slide. All right, so hopefully these final slides will hopefully wrap up the full vision, the family dashboard as that single entry point for school, family, student, all information. And so these traditionally SIS pieces are what really tie the bow, allowing for complete student management in the dashboard. If we want to go to the next slide, actually, the visuals, I think, for these talking points are easier to contextualize with an image. But you can see here how on the right in line with the same menu as admissions and billing, we now get into the additional everyday student needs. So everything will still be managed in one place for those at-a-glance snapshots, everything from academics, report card grades, homework, attendance, behavior, classes, schedules, events, all of it. And also the actions like ordering lunch, submitting course requests, updating portfolios, viewing medical info, editing demographics, the list goes on. So everything is accessible in the same interface, no separate modules, no confusion. And then any visual cues that might be important for notifications like announcements or documents, forms, communications right here at their fingertips. And again, keeping that tile card-based layout persistent across all pieces of the dashboard. So at the end of the day, all of this is designed to provide a smoother, more unified experience for our families, like Jeremy mentioned earlier. And by surfacing the most important information, making it actionable, keeping it in one place, we hope to really reduce the common points of confusion and friction. And for you as a school, that means less time spent on support for the routine questions or navigating multiple systems. This will hopefully free you up to focus on more personalized, high impact support where it really matters. And that's all I had.
Good morning. Thank you so much. So my name is Marcy Ayers. I'm here to talk about the educator services that FACS has to offer. So at FACS Ed, we customize all of our professional developments, coaching programs, instructional services, just to say a few, but we do cover services in Titles 1, 2, 3, 4, and IDEA. So we offer professional development, instructional and leadership coaching, instructional services for Title I and for IDEA. We provide academic counseling to students under Title I and Title IV. And we also provide E-rate services. So knowing that funding for the federal funds is definitely coming forward next year, this is something, if you're interested in working with FACS on our ed services, we'd be happy to support you and make sure that you are utilizing your funds to definitely maximize them and to make sure that you're seeing growth with the kids and your teachers.
Hi everyone, my name is Haley Saz and I'm with our FACS SGO and school choice team. While today has been primarily focused on product updates, I just wanted to share a little bit about what our SGO team does to support new funding models within the educational choice landscape. You may have said to yourself, I didn't know that FACS had an SGO or school choice team. We are a small but mighty team. We've grown from 1 member to 3 members within just this past year. But we have been supporting states and SGOs with our eligibility application for many years now. We work with 5 different states within their school choice program. We work with a number of SGOs across the country on the eligibility application portion of these programs. But we also now work with schools and ultimately families and students, as these programs can bring about a lot of opportunities, but also some administrative complexities for schools as they're managing, tracking, and reporting these funds. Go to the next slide, please. The reason why this is so important to us now is because the education landscape is shifting pretty rapidly. Right now, there are 75 programs across 34 states and 1.5 million students participating in a private school choice or educational choice program. My role largely exists for 3 different reasons. One is to educate, really educating internally, making sure our associates are aware of these programs and how to support you all on them. Also educating externally, so providing thought leadership as you all are challenged with navigating these programs, tracking, managing reporting, changing your processes when it comes to admissions and reporting up to state. We also have a new federal program on the horizon, so that's going to be an additive as well to the already complex funding models that these programs are bringing about. The second reason that my role exists is to help enhance our product offerings. So making sure that we're hearing from you all feedback and able to take that back and say, do we need to shift anything within our products and services that we already offer? And then lastly is to advocate for you all. We are advocating for you all internally. So again, whether that's product updates that we need to do, or if it's advocating for you all at the state or now the new federal level, we are here to support you all in everything you do. And that is all I have.
All right, thank you, Haley, and thanks to Marcy, Michaela, and Greg as well. If you have some questions that are unanswered at this point, we will be answering all those questions, and you'll have that follow-up. Additionally, this recording will be available within 24 hours. So you can look for that. And then also we are having another session at 10:45 that's focused on our financial systems, so payment plans and billing and financial aid. So if that's something you're interested in as well, you can go grab a cup of coffee and then join us again. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your enthusiasm, even though it wasn't directed at me. I'll work through that through the rest of the day, but I'm going to be just fine, guys. Don't worry about me. And we hope to see you in FactSpace. Let us know what's going on. Let us know how you're feeling about things, especially as we roll out some new features like this. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.